Much appreciated.
Early in the morning.
It is a little early. We tried to shift the hours, but they wouldn't let us do it. But
you guys are Philly. We count you were in Philly.
Philly.
He's
this guy
great wide receivers.
He can spell Philly.
He's Big East. He's Big East.
Old Big East.
Yep,
exactly.
All right,
I'm
so
psyched to be here.
You're here in New York for Media Day. Tons and tons of expectations surrounding your team. Give us set the table a little bit for what you're looking for this season.
A great conference.
To win it all. Thanks for joining us.
And thanks for putting that on us again, like
course.
everybody does. But that's something that we've, I think our guys have gotten used to. You know, I think we'll be picked one of the top teams, but that's something for young guys that's a challenge. You know, when you're picked there and you expect to win, how they handle that, right? And you're 18 to 22. It's a little different than when you're a pro, right? And all your students are telling you how good you are. So we've got great leadership. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Phil Booth, those guys. If they can lead some of our young guys, we could have a good team.
Go ahead,
just real quick, a follow-up. You know, it's hard. We talked to a pro athlete who has spent years and years on a team, but when you get kids that are 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, if you're lucky 4, do you have to start the season basically having the same, like, here's who I am, you have a couple of veterans, but this is the game plan, basically the philosophical game plan. This is what I expect from you. And you have to have that speech almost every year when they start?
Yeah, we have a philosophy. Every year we start, assume they know nothing.
Yeah.
And just start over from the beginning. And then we wear these humble and hungry just to remind them, like, we have to start this all over again every year. You got to prove yourself every season.
Right.
Because, like you said, you're a kid, you know, and we looked at things, just think about how we all looked at things in college, right? And then I always try to remember that. I was a different dude in college, too. So, but we have good guys. Our juniors and seniors, we have 4 juniors this year on our team, 4 juniors that will graduate after their junior year and no seniors. So it's a really strange makeup, but good, mature leadership.
So you guys, do you know off the top of your head your record the last 3 years? Do you know? Because it's a nice even number. You're 112. So your 30-plus wins is pretty good. So this is what I've always wondered about how tough it is as a college basketball coach. College football, it's almost the playoffs start week 1. Yeah. Maybe you can lose one game, but it is not, I would imagine, that hard to get players up for games because your season is on the line. Right. If you are a scholarship basketball player at Villanova, you know we're going to be in the tournament. We're going to probably be a high seed in the tournament. You know, if we go 32-4 or 35-5, like, it's not that big of a difference. It's going to matter those 3 weeks in March. Right. How do you get young people, especially, they're all young people, to have focus for each individual game when they know where the season's ending?
That is the great challenge. And what you brought up about college football, so that's why I love college football. I watch those coaches. Like in September, they lose a game in September, they could be done, right? Whereas in college basketball, we know we have time. And then we also have our conference tournaments that you can win. So it is one of the true characteristics of our team that we take the most pride in is bringing it every day. So they're college kids, you know. We want them to every day, we say, be here now. Just concentrate on being the best we can be today. And if you can learn that in basketball, you can do it in life. Like, you guys come into work every day. You gotta bring it every day. So that's probably what we're most proud of with our guys. Not what we do in the NCAA tournament, but how our guys bring it every day, and we hope they can bring that into life.
Yeah, college basketball fans very familiar with 3 of the stars that you lost from last year's team: Daryl Reynolds, Josh Hart, Chris Jenkins. They became household names, part of your national championship team. Give us a couple names of people, maybe that we don't know. Guys who are going to fill the void. What you expect from them? Who can get buckets for you? Who's a shutdown guy? Because you utilize guys in a special way in the way that you play, all right? Who are some of these people that we'll be talking about?
I got one great name for you. Dante DiVincenzo.
Yes.
Isn't that a great name, man? Coach Massimino, our legendary coach at Villanova, who just passed away this year, that was his favorite player. Just because he was Italian, Dante DiVincenzo. He didn't have to do anything else. But Dante can get buckets, and he's a tough competitor. He's, I think, ready to come into his own. Eric Pascal is a guy that played for us last year, did a good job. I think he's ready to come into his own. We have a freshman, Omari Spellman, who's a highly touted guy. I think his work over the summer this year will allow him to really make a name for himself. You know, and you add those to our 3 leaders I talked about, Booth and Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson. We need those 6 to be really strong, and then we can fill our young guys in.
Coach, when you take your schedule at the beginning of the year, who are the Big East teams that you circle and you go, okay, that's going to be tough for us. This is the one we have to really get up for.
You know what, Jenna? Honestly, in the Big East, and I know this is this is coach speak, but it's true. In the Big East, once you get into Big East play, it's every game, man. That's the beauty of Big East. It's a basketball conference, right? So you never go to any school that they're a football school. No one's going to show up. Everywhere you go, that's their sport, you know. And they are fired up. The city's fired up. Like, you go out to Creighton. I had never been to Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah. They are tailgating in February. Right. It's like 0 degrees. They're outside before a game, you know. I thought we were the only place that did that in Philly. And they got 18,000. You know, they're a great team. But, you know, St. John's going to be good. They got good young guys. Yeah. Xavier's going to be very good. Everybody knows that. Providence, Creighton. But, you know, you got Georgetown with Patrick Ewing there now. You don't really know what they're going to do because John Thompson played that Princeton style. Patrick's a big boy, and they got some good big boys. They might change their style of play. So we're going to have a great conference. We've had 5 to 6 teams in the NCAA tournament out of 10 every year. So it's truly one of the best conferences in the country.
I want to ask I guess, I don't know if it's a bad question, uncomfortable question, whatever it is, but one of the news around college basketball right now is this giant FBI wiretap Adidas scandal. I know you guys aren't an Adidas school, but like it seems like it's touched every angle of the college basketball world. What was your reaction when you read the news, or maybe you knew about it maybe ahead of time? And what is there a way to clean up, in your eyes, some of this part of college basketball?
You know what, Nick? What was so unique about this was that, and sometimes you hear rumors like this, no one knew anything about this. And number one, about it going on, and then when an FBI, you know, investigation came out, whoa, I mean, that was shocking to everybody in college basketball. But, you know, it's a few guys, it's there, you know, it's an issue that we're all going to deal with together. But the game is good, you know, graduation rates are up. College basketball is healthy, but we have to be honest and address this. And we got to clean it up, you know, and I think we will. I think, for me personally, I just think it's the baseball model, the college football guys got to stay 3 years, right?
Correct.
It's so simple. Just let these guys go out of high school, and then develop the G League so that guys that need to make money and don't want to go to college don't have to. They can go to the G League and make some money for their family, and they don't have to make $10 million. They can make $100,000 in the G. That's good money, you know, for a guy coming out of high school. But we're forcing kids to go to college, and then once you do that,
and so you're saying, when you said the baseball model, that what your proposal would be, let them go out of high school, but if they go to college, they have to stay more than a year.
Yeah, keep it simple. Let guys that are in college play basketball and enjoy being in college for 3 years. If guys don't want to go to college and they're good enough to be professional players, even if they're not NBA players, if they're G League players, if the NBA could invest in a G League a little bit that they could make a nice living, let those guys go play professional basketball. And then college basketball is authentic. It's guys that want to be in college. And pro basketball is guys that want to be pro basketball players.
It seems very simple, but from a coaching perspective, someone that has the reputation you have, someone that has the coaching pedigree that you do, someone that speaks as well as you, looks the way you look, the way you dress, like, you kind of look like a pro coach. How enticing has it been for you? Or will you always just be a college coach?
I love
Not
the
that
NBA.
there's anything wrong with that.
No, you're making a good living.
I love the NBA. I love watching those games last night. I was so excited the season started last night. But I just love my job. I'm so lucky at Villanova. Jenna, you've been there. You covered us. It's just a great place to live. Our guys, we have a 100% graduation rate. Our guys win games. They go to the NBA. It's just, in coaching, it's just such a special spot. I would have to leave it to go to the NBA. I just don't want to leave where I am.
My favorite part about the 2016 championship, honestly, and no disrespect, was that I didn't see it coming. Right? So Look,
didn't either. I didn't either.
I have no doubt. And
I thought we were going to be good. I didn't see it.
No, here's a quick story. Here's how I knew that you didn't see it coming. Because midway through the season, I called up your department. I was like, hey, can Coach do me a favor? I have a friend of a friend, and the mom is a huge fan. And you took time out and you shot this really nice video. And it was so nice. I'm like, no way these guys are going to win. Like, he's not doing that if these guys are going to. And then what I love about it is that you quietly went on and you just quietly plowed through the season, and you like met every single expectation. And where people had attention on all different big teams and big programs, yours included, I don't think everyone was like, this is the team that is going to take it all the way, and that's how you did it. Do you get to feel a little bit, I mean, can you get a sense of when a season starts that you have something like that intangible that's there?
You know, I wish as a coach, should probably know that. I should probably be able to figure that out. But I have an unrealistic, probably, vision that I always think our teams are going to be great. Yeah. Like, I never think about where we're going to be in terms of national championship, Final 8, Final 4. I just think, can we have a really good Villanova basketball team where we play hard,
if
and
you
we play together?
The right kids, if you put them in the right spot, you believe you have the system, it's the environment, it will cultivate. Like, we're going to be pretty good. How good you're going to be,
you got to play it out.
Okay.
Right? But there's those years where you think, you know what, we're really young, and these guys don't get it yet. They're the years that scare. That's when you can know when you're not going to be good. It's hard to know when you're going to be really that good. Yeah. Right? That's for me. I
don't know what's the more famous image from that championship. The shot, the buzzer beater to win the title, or your stoic walk right after. You've gotten so much credit for how cool you looked. I've believed that you were stunned and in shock. And that tell me if I'm wrong, that it wasn't that, oh, yeah, we just won the title, but it hadn't set into you yet. Am I right or wrong?
I think when you told the Italian guy to stitch your suit, you told him to put a little air conditioning in it. I'm walking around, I'm cool as can be.
I honestly, it was corny. With 4.7 seconds, we called timeout. Before that, we had blown a 10-point lead. And one of the biggest characteristics one of our guys have is a great attitude. And we practice attitude. And they came off the court after screwing up a 10-point lead, and they were going, attitude, we got this. And I was so proud of them. And we're college coaches, so I think about how's this going to relate to life. I'm thinking, these guys got this. They just blew a 10-point lead in front of millions of people. You know we're going to get killed if we blow this game. And they were just focused on the next play. I was feeling so good about them. I knew we were going to execute. I didn't know we were going to make the shot. So I really didn't, honestly, God, I didn't care if we made or missed the shot. I was so proud of their attitude at that point. That's really what it was.
Coach, I just have to ask you, because I love these two like my brothers.
I can tell. You guys are good.
But if I have to pick the most annoying thing about them, I do have a brother. And I think I like you more than them and him. Every day, Jay,
I think I'm the first brother she met. I mean,
I had a question, and now I'm thrown up. Every day, dude, yeah, exactly. I know a lot. Thank you for knowing. I appreciate that. Every day, ooh, I like what you're wearing. I like your suit. No, I like your suit more. Meanwhile, I'm left across the street because they literally left without me and the door closed. What is it? They're obsessed with your clothes. Tell me what it is about your suits.
Because look at them,
No, maybe you guys need to tell me everything. Ooh, you better ask Jay about his suits, where he got his suits, what's with the suits.
It's trade.
Gabriel D'Annunzio is our tailor. He's awesome, man.
Who's our? Like, because they
our team.
Okay,
our team.
I mean, you look amazing, and I think presentation, it's very important. But how you represent yourself, how you represent the university and coaches abroad, like, you're a class act.
Very nice. I appreciate. I'll tell you what. If I had a choice, though, I think basketball coaches should wear sweatsuits on the sideline. That's what I would.
Here too.
Because we're in a huddle. Guys are sweating. We're sweating. They're sweating on top of us. Every suit goes to the cleaner right after the game.
It could be like baseball managers where you guys have to wear the uniform.
That is true. And when you get in your 60s, that's a bad look.
Jim Boeheim wearing a uniform. All right, hold on, real quick. I have to ask you one Kyle Lowry question. Yeah. He's maybe the best Villanova player currently in the NBA. He's an all-star. But the book on Kyle is this was a tough guy now. A guy you almost, I think he's talked about that you almost kicked him off the team. You had to threaten him a bunch. Tell us your favorite Kyle Lowry story.
He was a handful, man. But he was a handful everywhere except when you got on the court. This is my favorite Kyle Lowry story. Going into his freshman year, we knew he lived in Philly. I said, Kyle, be on time for orientation, the first day of classes at Villanova when we start. 11 o'clock, he's not there. So I'm like, that's it. He didn't even show up for the first day of school. He's in the hospital. He was playing in a summer league in Philly, tore his ACL. We announced that he's going to redshirt his freshman year because he tore his ACL. He wouldn't go to rehab. He would show up like 2 out of 5 days to rehab. Now, you know, with an ACL, you can't miss that.
No.
He was healthy and ready to play in mid-December after an ACL in the beginning of September and knew every play without ever being out of practice. That's the most amazing. Who has ever come back from 3 months ACL and played his second? After we had a press conference saying he was done, and he knew, I tell our guys every time, he knew every single play. He followed me around in practice, learned everything without doing it. That's a pro, right?
It's amazing. Everything's been pro about Kyle except for his eating habits. He talked about the late-night McDonald's run.
Back then.
Hold on a second.
Now he's got his own
with
chef.
the pot calling the kettle black.
Listen, I'm not a pro athlete. Kyle Lowry was carrying on an extra 10 pounds. He didn't
Clearly.
need.
You guys
knows.
missed the essence of the story. Orientation's overrated, man. Get me to the court.
Jay, thank you so much for being with us. You're wonderful. Thanks for your stories.
Good luck to
We
you guys.
appreciate it. Please come back, and obviously good luck to the start of the season. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.